Friends, this is Bhupati Raj, Mantra IAS Academy, Hyderabad. Welcome to our Polity series. Already have uploaded 4 videos and this is the 5th video. It's purely foundation for your UPSC preparation, my friends. And after some days, I'm going to upload, of course, a Polity marathon. In that case, like same UPSC Prelims question style. A very big number of questions I'm going to take, and just follow this channel regularly and share to your friends, those who are preparing for UPSC and other competitive examinations, of course. Yeah, friends, it's a very wonderful concept today. This is what if you observe that. All right, Polity Test Series 5. So first question, the Constitution of India provides option A, multiple citizenship, B, double citizenship, C, single citizenship, and D, none. No doubt you have idea about this question. Of course, you know this. Option is single citizenship, my friends, because we don't have like the dual citizenship like other nation. You can USA, right? So, but we have only single state. In fact, what you belong to any state. You just take of Telangana, Andhra, you take of course Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh. You are just one thing called as you are Indian. So that's single citizenship, that's it. And of course in the Constitution, we have specifically for citizenship, we have these many articles. Article 5 to 11 discusses about completely what? Citizenship, my friends. Go to that and you can find it. So because part 3, you understood that immediately following this citizenship, we have fundamental rights. It's from 12 to 35 beta. So now point is what citizenship is single citizenship for this wonderful country. Yeah, a person can lose citizenship through deprivation, termination, renunciation. All of these, yes, by any act, of course, automatically you can lose the citizenship, my friends. Then come to the point of question number 3. Which of the following is also known as the Act of 1919? Option A, Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms Act. B, Regulating Act. C, Montagu-Mole Act. So better option is what you can say, Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms Act. So option is A, my friends. Right? Now, 4th question here. The Indian federal system is modeled on the federal system of, very important point in this case, just definitely you have idea about it. Option A, France, B, Canada, C, Britain, D, New Zealand. But answer for this question is federal system, of course, from this same system like Canada. Now, better question number 5 here. In which case did Supreme Court held that the preamble was a part? And don't worry, we can have 2 questions immediately, 5th and 6th, very important here. In one case, one type, the immediately other case, I'll tell you that also. In which case did Supreme Court held that the preamble was a part of the Constitution? Remember, option A, Keshav Nanda Bharti case. It's of course a very extraordinary judgment. You know that one, right? Next, Berubari case. C, Golaknath case. D, all the above. So beta, this is what you can say, a landmark judgment, of course, in India. That's Keshav Nanda Bharti case. So option is A, beta. Then immediately 6th question, observe here. In which case did Supreme Court held that preamble was not a part of the Constitution? Options are same here. Keshav Nanda Bharti case, Berubari case, C, Golaknath case, D, none. But in this case, for this question, you know, Berubari case. Be cautious while analyzing the questions, particularly these 2, my friends. So now these are what you can say. Keshav Nanda Bharti case is what you can say, landmark judgment in this wonderful country. Now come to the point of question number 7. The final interpreter to the Indian Constitution is option A, Bar Council of India, B, President of India, C, Supreme Court, D, Parliament. You know the answer for this question, beta. Supreme Court is the right answer. Right? So, Supreme Court, of course, is the final interpreter of the Constitution of this country. Now, question number 8, my friends. Which of the following declares India as a secular state? Option A, Direct to Principles of State Policy, B, Fundamental Rights, C, Preamble, D, none. Better than no doubt the answer is Preamble. Now come to the point here. Which part of the article empowers the Parliament to amend the Constitution of India? Alright. See, my friends, of course, this is previous video I've taken that each and every part, right? From which part we have taken parliamentary system first, from which part we have taken, of course, Supreme Court, right? And you can say the judiciary system. Like that I've mentioned, please go through my previous video. By that you can get, we have taken from different constitutions of the world, and what are the best suited for us we have taken. Now the point in this case is what, of course, even amending the constitution also we have taken from one constitution. I don't tell the answer, check my video. Then here, which of the following article empowers, right? Which of the article you can say which of the following article is correct? Parliament to amend the constitution. Options A 352, B 368 and C 356 and D, yeah beta, 13. If you observe this very carefully, Article 352 emergency, national emergency. Article 356 is president rule in a state. That's called a state emergency. So what you can say? 13 is not of that one. It is, right, judicial review. So option is Article 368. That's the elimination process. Even if you know some points, definitely you can eliminate in this fashion also. Because every student, definitely every aspirant know about this one, emergency power provisions. So Article 350, especially what you can say the national emergency. 356, what do you call here? State emergency at president's rule in a state. And Article 360 speaks on financial emergency. So in this case, what do you call? These are two are emergency provisions. So 368 is the amendment to the constitution. Now come to the point here. Who was not a member of the Constituent Assembly? Friends, it's a very wonderful question, right? Really a good question. And you won't expect the answer here, of course, here. Option A, Vallabhbhai Patel. B, Mahatma Gandhi. C, K.M. Munshi. D, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Friends, you know the answer for this question is Mahatma Gandhi is not a member of the Constituent Assembly, please. Who was assigned the task of partitioning India in 1947? But I want to tell you that one, this fellow, the personality here, chairman of the concerned, what you call boundary commission, right? Because we need a boundary line between India and Pakistan. So that fellow, who was that actually? Who was assigned the task of partitioning India in 1947? Option A, Robert Clive. He's no more, of course, that's not the personality. In the beginning he was, and Avo Hume was the founder of Indian National Congress, right? So option is, yeah, C, Sir Cyril Radcliffe. So this is the answer here. Radcliffe is the answer here. C is the right answer. That's the reason we can call the boundary between India and Pakistan is Radcliffe Line. Now come to the point of question number 12. Final draft of the constitution was prepared by S.N. Mukherjee, K.M. Munshi, Jawaharlal Nehru, B.N. Rao. Beta, B.N. Rao question is very important generally whenever usually they will ask this one. He is the constitution advisor, legal advisor, of course, constitutional advisor is this is what B.N. Rao. And Jawaharlal Nehru is, of course, you know that one is not the answer. And K. Munshi is a member of drafting committee. So the answer for this question, beta, here, S.N. Mukherjee. Please, question number 13 here. In which year will the Indian states reorganized on a linguistic basis? Beta, this is a fundamental point to remember, right? The first state based on the linguistic concept created was Andhra state, and it is separated from what you can say Madras state called as Tamil Nadu, Madras, and later Andhra separated from that in 1953. Later what happened based on that, of course, a commission was appointed by the government of India. So therefore that's called as States Reorganization Act. So that's in which year, please? 1956, my friends. States Reorganization Act in which year in place? 1956, my friends. Indian Constitution is called quasi-federal because it has emergency provisions, single citizenship, and single judiciary. That's, you say, D, none better. Right? We can have, especially for this one is what? Single judiciary. That's it. So option is C, my friends. Next, question number 15. Who succeeded Lord Mountbatten as the first Indian Governor General of the Indian Dominion till 26th January it is, 1950, when India became a republic? But who succeeded Lord Mountbatten? You know that one, as the first Indian Governor General. Remember, the first Indian Governor General of the Indian Dominion till this date, till of course India became republic, that's on 26th January. Beta, option is Pandit Nehru, no. Rajgopalachari, that's known as Rajaji, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So definitely that you say answer is correct. Rajgopalachari. C, Rajgopalachari, beta. Now you can see the last question for here. This, of course, in this particular set, the 16th question I've taken today, right? Now, which of the following acts gave representation to the Indians for the first time in legislation? Remember. Option A, Government of India Act 1935, Government of India Act 1919, Indian Councils Act 1909. This is the answer, beta. Indian Councils Act 1909, because it's council, the name itself is that telling that, because representation to the legislation. In fact, well, that's a major thing in the to the council. So option is C, Baba. So these are, of course, the 16 questions I have taken today, right? And next, naturally, I'll upload other questions. And after completion of the set of these questions, I'm going to upload, that's called as Polity Marathon. Totally of UPSC preliminary examination style, and statements, option A, option B, like that. We have beautiful thing. Don't, of course, one thing important, please subscribe to my channel. And those who are willing to join our program of UPSC, anything. If you want to join PCM program, most welcome. If you want individual modules like, CSAT II, Indian Polity, Indian Economy, Geography, History, anything you take it. Individually, of course, all modules are available. Join our academy. Most welcome to Mantra IAS Academy, Hyderabad, 8801627181. And we have online mode, of course, offline mode also there, my friends. So this is what you call a very important part of polity. Just, it's purely, right, foundation to your examination ultimately. I wish you all the best, and we'll meet again with another video. Bye-bye.